Hello, and we're coming back for a second video. Weren't sure if it was actually going to happen because this is just not my kind of thing. So what we're going to do in this one is, this is something I'll do once a week, maybe once every other week. There's no rush with really getting through with doing this. It's just something that I do enjoy doing when I haven't got the kids. And all that is literally doing is, I've got my big old bulk box, and it will literally just be going through, organising it, and then seeing where I am with a lot of things. Now, I have got plans with bulk, so this is a lot more minimal than what I have had it previously. So previously, I would always get up to around in the regions of say 10 to 15,000 cards, and then I would bulk sell on eBay just to get it out. I haven't got a lot of space in the house, and it's just a case of earning a bit of money back just to help support the hobby. But I do plan to make different changes with it, so I do still plan to sell a lot of bulk off, because there's absolutely no need to have as much as what I've got. But at the same time, going forward now, I plan to keep enough cards for my master set if I decide to do master sets. There's no guarantees with that, but I do regret taking the options away from all the other sets that I have collected so much bulk from. Yeah, so just going through this, please don't crucify anything that I do here. It's just putting it in order. I'm not even going to sort out the reverses and the hollows properly. I'm just going to do it to make it convenient, and then I'll go back round afterwards. So, following on from my last video, I was saying about plans that I want to do with my collections. I want to collect, and that I weren't really sure, but I'm doing it on YouTube to keep accountability, is the only way that I can say it. And as I was scrolling through YouTube, as everybody else does, watch a lot of shorts, watch a lot of different people, because I do enjoy the content, which is part of the reason why I'm doing some of the content. And what I saw was somebody who did well, they didn't do it on purpose, but it's just what they were known as for them, was a God binder. Now, what the God binder entailed was themed pages, all the artwork that they just enjoyed. It was a pricey binder, to say the least, but it was everything that they've collected over the years, how they wanted it displayed in a binder, and I just really like the idea of it. And I think going forward, that is potentially what I would like to do as well. Now, it's not the only thing I'm going to do, because there's a number of things. So in my last video, I showed my National Dex binder, and I want to keep going with that. I'm enjoying doing that. It's been a great way for me to discover a lot of new cards. Just looking up each individual ones and deciding which ones from those that I do enjoy. On top of that, like I've said, my lad also collects quite heavily. We have a joint binder, he has his own collections. So that'll be continuing. Now, my lad is only young, 7 years old, so that comes from the funds of dad. So I don't plan to diminish that. So in regards to the God binder, I'm going to steal some other people's ideas, because I still think it's extremely viable, which is, I want to see, in fact I mentioned this in the last video as well anyway, about flipping cards in all and different ways. I want to go down eventually grading, see if I can make money, see how good my eye is for that. On top of that, I additionally want to buy undervalued lots on eBay, and then seeing if I can organise them, seeing what I can do with it, see if I can even find new cards from undervalued lots that I actually like. A lot of this is discovery more into the hobby. I've been in and out of the hobby for a good many number of years, and I just want to build up on it. Sorry, I'm just trying to also concentrate while I'm talking about all this stuff. So the God Binder, going back onto the first bit that I just said, that would be building up on dream cards. Like for this, it's realistically, it's offensive. Like what cards I plan to have in this. I don't plan on stating it as much just yet. It's not like some huge secret, but it is what I want to do. And once again, as I said before, if I say it on the internet, can't delete anything off the internet, so I've always got a form of accountability, which is why I want to do it. And I think I will enjoy it. I'm hoping I will enjoy it, and I'm not going to post anything regular regarding about it if I keep posting again. It's not a guarantee. I am got a full-time job, I've got a lot of responsibilities, and this is just as, shall we say, an interest, and we'll see if it sticks or not. I'm hoping it does. I think it'll be really good. Hoping as I go through, as well as doing this, I can start improving how the channel would appear. See what I can learn from it, see how I can adapt it, and see how I can utilise it. So this is all just a huge learning curve for me. So yes, anyway, the God Binder. So just rambling on now, because obviously, yeah, just trying to chat. Now, in regards to the God Binder, it would be a case of I want everything that goes into that binder earned from buying and selling. Now, I've always been fortunate. I've always had quite a good knack of being able to turn and flip stuff for money. But I've never tried it really with Pokemon cards. And the other side with Pokemon cards, we are starting to, thankfully, flatline a little bit. Products are stabilising, it's not coming down a little bit. And hopefully that should make things easy in the regards of buying stuff. But it doesn't necessarily make it easier in the sense of selling. And I think you need to make sure you stay savvy. And there's some people who I do watch on YouTube who do it, and they're extremely good at what they do. They've got a lot of patience, they've got a lot of tolerance for it. Fortunately, I'm not one of those people. I'm very quick to, oh, I've got the money, I'm just going to buy it. And so, be an interesting development for myself as well, to see if I can actually achieve it. The other thing I want to do is, I am sticking to my National Dex binder, as I've just stated. So that is still going to be a cost. That cost is going to come out straight from my own personal funds. The God binder is from flipping, National Dex binder is from personal funds, and then also with my lad, it's also coming from my personal funds and his trade binder. A lot of stuff will be shared, but there's going to be a lot of stuff that I potentially will have to buy 3 off. It doesn't change away from the fact that I might have to do that, because there's some cards that I want in my God binder, which I'll also want in my National Dex binder, and my lad will decide, because it's a nice card, that he will also want it. Now, not every card, we have got our own variations in tastes, but inevitably there is going to be some cards that we do that with. And I'm hoping with it also I'll be able to show off a wider variety of cards for a lot of other people as well. I know there's one of my really good mates. He was the same as me. He used to collect for a very long time, stopped, and then went back into a tournament. And then after he did the tournament, he won a Obsidian's Flames. Don't ask me how he did it, I don't have a clue. But yeah, he won an Obsidian Flames ETB. And then he knew that I was into this, so he contacted me asking how I track stuff and all that, and then decided he was going back into it. But he wants to do master sets, and very rightly to his own taste, he wanted to do all generations. So he's just done Fossil, he's done Gym Heroes, he's partway through base set 2, and he's just progressing from there. And as much as I do appreciate the nostalgia, I think I went through this in my last video, it's not for me. For me, it is current artwork. It's the evolution of the cards, how Pokemon as a company have grown. And I mean, it's even like the reverse hollows, the hollows, and everything else like that. It's just phenomenal. The Evolving Sky series, that is a set where no matter what, I will consistently be on the bench about going, do I just want to get a master set for this? And to say the least, there's some cards in that set, the Sylveons, the Rayquaza, they are cards that I will want in my God Binder. So more on a God Binder. A God Binder doesn't have to just include absolutely extortionate cards. In fact, it's completely against the point of it. Well, it's not, but a God Binder is your binder. And all binders are your binders, as long as you obviously own. But as in, all the cards are organised in particular areas, like the Galarian Gallery from Crown Zenith, where you've got the Lincoln artworks, the Dealing Sourcebook, the EX cards, EX promos, and it's all cards like that, and how you would organise them on a page, how people do dedicated binders just for flying Pokemon or underwater Pokemon. And this is it. That's the theme of how I view what a God Binder is. And like I said, as I was watching, I can't even remember his name. He does a lot of sellers POVs, and he also buys a lot of people's collections, and he doesn't, well, puts it all up on YouTube, goes through it, talks about it. He's a really good bloke. But when he went through his, and it got stated like, oh, this is his God Binder, and then specifically started looking through it, and I stumbled across somebody who's been collecting for 10 plus years, and it just takes back like one of the most notorious, well, it's not notorious, one of the most popular cards which people would take for example on that one is like Ancient Mew. Ancient Mew would be a card that goes into my God Binder, because I remember having that card when I was younger, and I think it's a beautiful card and I really enjoy it. But what I might want to do, now this isn't saying that I'm going to do this, but what I might want to do is decide, there's a number of promos like Ancient Mew, which are sealed, and I might decide that I'm going to do a page of just sealed promos. There's a couple more which I could name off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure you'll get the picture of what I'm on about regarding this. But yeah, so that's literally all I wanted to talk about. I just thought I'd do a quick video while I'm just organising bulk. It's obviously always fun, not done in any particular order. Now, this is the Phantasmal Flames set, and yeah, I'm not particularly happy about this set in the regards of it didn't scratch the itch for me. I enjoy, there hasn't been really a set I've not enjoyed until Phantasmal Flames. Now, the Mega Charizard X was an absolute beautiful card. I don't own it. I will own it at some point. Just need to get round to it. I've got higher priorities on my lists in regards to which cards I want currently. And with that just coming out, I'm not worried of it not being able to find it. And the price is what the price is. I'm not somebody who goes and balks about it. It is what it is. And when I'm ready to get that card, I will just pay the price that I get it for. The other side is I'm very particular that I will want it near mint. Like, absolute as best condition as what I could get the card for. But that's just personal preferences, and obviously that adds on an additional charge in that regard. It doesn't have to be. It's going to go in a binder, and that is the place where it will live forever after. And like a lot of my cards, it will just forever stay there. Doesn't get sold, won't get swapped, or anything else like that. The only thing that I do ever usually sell or flip or use as trade is one, if I've got more than 3 of a copy of a card, which might sound ridiculous to a lot of people, but like I said, I share with my lad as well, and we've got a number of different little binders, and then I want to then take on this project as well. Yeah, I can't remember what I was properly saying then, but yeah. So that's the only time that I'll really trade a card, is if I've got a number of those cards above 3. But other than that, the only ones that I really do trade about or use as forwarding payments on something different is graded or sealed. I don't really like how the market goes with graded. If I'm being honest, I don't completely understand it. People know how to look after cards. It's so much better than when I was a kid. No longer chucking it in a little metal safe. The ones with those crappy little keys where you can just break them if you look at it too hard. Or anything else like that. And yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I do own graded cards. Not a lot of graded cards, but I do own graded cards. But I can't see how it demands the price that it does. Now, that could be my ignorance. I get the whole point of people want pristine cards, even for my binders. I want absolute pristine cards. But what difference does it make if, what's PSA standards, 45, 55 on your left to right centering? Like, if you're at 40, 60 or 70, 30, yes, if you're deep delving inspecting, you might be like, oh, yeah, that's proper off center. But what does it matter? But at the other side, it's going to be something that I will try and utilize. It's not going to be a proud moment for a lot of people. A lot of people probably defend it heavily. I don't blame you. People collect what they collect because that's their preference. I've seen collections of graded cards which people mount, have on shelving, and when I go to the houses, I look at it and I go, yeah, that's nice. That's really nice, actually. Especially when it's done well. But then I know one of my other friends, he's got one of those cases. And his graded cards don't see the light of day. Ever. And yeah, okay, I don't look at my cards every day. But I also don't hide them in the corner. They're on the shelves. My lad likes to get his folders. Gotta be particular here because he doesn't touch mine, because he's a little heavy-handed still for some of the cards I do get a little bit freaky for, because you can't get away from the fact that cards cost a lot of money just for a bit of cardboard. But yeah, so, but going back into it, like I said, it is something I will be utilising also myself. I'm hoping that I will be able to find a number of select cards which, once graded, multiply their value, and they will be getting sold on, whether for store credit at my local shop or to possibly take to card shows. I don't go to a lot of card shows, but one of my mates is hounding me at the minute. There's one in Feb, I believe, maybe March, that he wants to go to, which is relatively local to us. And it's a bit of an awkward time because obviously I've just paid, well, not just paid, but I have just recently paid for the Ascended Heroes pre-orders at my shop, and not really sure to expect when the Ascended Heroes pre-order payments for Poke Center comes out. So I need to make sure that I've consistently got that money available and spare in my account, because yeah, what I've realised is when I go to a show, instead of doing the smart thing like I've watched other people do, I think there's a lad who lives down south called Joel. He's also doing a National Dex binder. He's making great progress on his, and I do like watching his channel. But he's always got, not always got a plan, but he's got a good idea of everything that he's doing, what he's looking for, and he sets a budget and very moderately only goes over it now and again, but it's within spitting distance and what I would personally class as acceptable. And I think it's great content, but I haven't got that wherewithal about myself to go, no, you've spent enough money, no more, time to walk out the show. And I'm still at the first stand and 150 quid in. And then I move to the next one, and then you find the other section of cards that you like, and then we move to the next one and there's even more, and then my lad looks around and he sees cards and I'm just like, ugh. So I end up usually spending more money than what I would usually do. So I'm a bit nervous about it. It's hollow, that's not. But that's only because I haven't really got self-control. I haven't decided if I'm going yet. Probably will do if I'm being honest. But I might try and take a leaf out of his book, who was on about just a minute ago, Joel's, and actually making a list and checking it twice, and then kick myself in the ass because I don't stick to it and still buy anything and everything. But yeah, so what I'm also going to do with this video is I'm going to try and do some editing and a thumbnail, and we'll see how that goes. But just a bit of a rambly video. Do apologise. That's in the wrong pile. No. If you spotted any mistakes as I'm doing this, I do apologise. It's a bit weird to try and actually talk while I'm organising. Not something that I'm used to, but I'm sure it's something that I'll be able to build up on as time progresses. If anybody does watch this, once again, do appreciate it. It's a bit of a surreal thing to know, but at the same time, it's quite cool. So yeah, all right. Well, thank you very much for your time, and hope everybody stays well and healthy. Thank you.